Hi, this is Dana. Welcome on my channel where I speak about spiritual warfare. In this video, I will take further the topic of money from a different perspective, namely, how can your partner, how can your choice of entering into a couple or just a partner who's claiming you, even without your full consent to be in a partnership together, can affect your flow of abundance, right? Um, Basically, a partner, you should be in a couple only with your full consent, conscious consent. What happens though nowadays is that men claim different women without their conscious consent, um, claiming to be in a couple with them. Of course, this is against astral rules, but this is happening today, and it is a practice widely spread, institutionalized actually, where different men actually are paid for doing this, for claiming different women in order to take power over their rights. And money are one of the divine rights which they want to access, not only money, but also gifts and so on, and other divine rights that you have. Um, Now, your partner in today's reality of 3D is anyone who makes claims on you. Again, I emphasize this is illegal under Astra rules because a partner should be only the one that you fully accept with your free will and conscious consent. But this is the reality of 3D, and let us see why they do this, how they can use this against you. Uh, what they do is blocking, for example, your flow of abundance. How they do that? As soon as they claim you and claim to be in a partnership with you, or even worse, if they are in a true partnership with your full consent, but they are ill intended against you, they will make promises in your name on your future income and resources. This can be a temporary agreement that they make in your name or a permanent one. For example, they can make an agreement with a political party to take your financial rights, to receive money which are owed to you, right? Again, this can be a temporary agreement for a specific income that is supposed to come your way, or it can be on permanent basis, right? Namely, they can decide on a certain percentage for your income or money rights, your divine rights, to constantly go to that entity. That entity could be a political party, a corporation, a business, even government institutions do this in order for them to have access to your divine rights. This can apply to your gifts, it can apply to your ranking, it can apply to anything. In this video, I'm talking specifically about money, but it can apply to anything that you have. Another example is by them making agreements in your name on your divine rights in terms of resources, career promotion, and of course, money. They make agreements, they essentially trade divine rights that you have. For example, say you have divine right to embrace a certain career, to become a leader in political field or in any other field, to develop a business, to become a healer, to become, and there are specific gifts associated to that career. By his promise on your divine rights, um, your gift can be blocked. Essentially, what they do, they block your access to activating that gift. They essentially make a contract selling a gift of yours, and you do, and certain entities are being attached to you in such a way that you will never be able to embrace that career, to find out about that gift of yours, and to activate the gift. You do not get access to the knowledge associated with activation and use of that gift. Okay, so this is being done on massive scale, on institutionalized systemic scale, um, he himself can take gifts from you and divine rights from you, elevating himself to a level which is not his divine right, but it's yours. But he can steal that from you through disagreements in secret societies, which, in order to carry this out, they use darkness attachments on you and occult practices. They use that agreement which he signs in your name, that contract, basically, that's how I call it. They use that contract that they make with him in your name, and your path is being blocked. You do not have right, according to their decision, to receive knowledge on that particular topic on which you should be developing a full career and accessing your gifts and working with them. You are being redirected practically towards a different career which they want. They will direct you to work to work, yes, to be employed in a certain field where they want you to be present, so they can make claims at you. So they practically agree with others on contracts, selling out contracts, literally, like in a slavery era. They agree on what it's yours, either to take it themselves or to give it to others. And this pertains to money, income to which you are entitled, but it pertains also to gifts, which ultimately come down to money as well. Because if they steal a gift from you, then they block you from developing a career or a business in that field. And they do this in your name. You must understand that divinely, that right is divinely yours, given by God to you, but they use it. And you must understand that while they do this, that darkness attachment will be feeding from you, giving them the power to do this, to develop the career which is yours, right? So it's not only that they steal from you, but you are empowered with a darkness attachment on you, which is draining your energy for them to be able to carry on. Because say, for example, that you're supposed to be a political leader or a leader in society in any way. You need a certain type of light and charisma and divine spiritual ranking to carry on that. They cannot take that from you because that's an energy, right? They can only take it from you through occult practices, by putting on you an attachment, a darkness, which drains your energy and gives them that power. They don't literally give your energy. The darkness attachment doesn't transfer that energy to them. The darkness attachment feeds on your energy, and it gives them the power over people through hypnosis, through different type of darkness powers over people. So they will hypnotize people into thinking that they deserve to be clearly, I'm upsetting someone by saying this. The darkness gives dark power to them to carry on that particular task, which is hypnosis, for example, to compensate for the charisma which they steal from you, right? But the main point, in simple words, is that they steal the gift from you. I'm explaining how this is being done because God keeps telling me that people are doubting this, that this can be done. It can be done. It is not a transfer of energy by darkness. It is stealing your light and energy, which would shine too much and would overshadow them, while that dark entity is giving them darkness power over people to be supported in that position. And usually that is hypnosis type of energy. Okay, so they do this. Another way in which they do this, as your partner, they have authority over you. And what they do is they make untruthful declarations on you within their judicial system, within those secret societies, for judgment and punishment to be enforced on you. I'll give you an example. It's like in traffic, like you get a ticket in a traffic situation, right? So he goes and says something that you have done something wrong. They judge you knowing that this is untruthful, but they judge you based on his declaration and his authority over you. They make a punishment on you, and you pay a fine. And that fine translates in divine rights, again, in the same things, divine rights of money, of career, of resources, of ranking, and so on, right? So all of these are ways in which the individual that you are in a couple with can alter and steal your rights. So you will understand why I keep cautioning everyone, when you accept a karmic into your life, to understand, first of all, what is the reality in which we live. Second, what temptations they have as your partner, to understand where he comes from, because if he's a karmic, he already has done this to you, right? So he will be tempted to do this again, right? And you really must make sure that you make the right choice. Now, unfortunately, the reality is that they do this without being your partner. They make claims on you, untruthful claims. You are not in a partner with that individual. I said in other videos before that when God revealed this practice to me in 2018, when I started my conscious spiritual fighting, he revealed to me that there were 49 people, that individuals who made claims on me and were using my divine rights, individuals who I never met. I had no connection with them, or people that I only met and were simple acquaintances, not even friends, let alone partners. There was never a topic raised for us to be a partner, and many of them were politicians, and they were married, they had their own families, and their wives were aware of this system. Their wives knew about this. I was shocked. As a woman, I was shocked to learn that there is another woman which agrees that her husband makes claims on me in order to steal my rights. This is shocking, but it's true. This is the reality we live in. This can be extended beyond divine rights in terms of money. At times, this can be extended for someone to feed on you, for an individual, a man, to feed on your energy, which means that individual will, and this is human trafficking, sort of like exploiting you. That individual, with agreement of your partner, will be contacting you in astral, in dream status, and will take your energy, sometimes even sexual, during your sleep time, or sometimes in different ways of interaction, which normally you wouldn't accept. Either a type of friendship. There are different ways in which, through hypnosis on dream state, these individuals can contact you and feed on your light. This is harvesting energy from you in different ways. And they can do this. They can actually feed on you, feed on your energy like this, which is very damaging to you. Now, I gave you a few examples. What I want to say now is that, of course, the same thing which I kept saying. First of all, you must learn who made claims on you without your awareness. You must ask God, you must claim justice, judgment, and punishment to understand how many claims are made on you, who made them, and who signed agreements for them to make these claims on you. And you must break those bondages. Second of all, you must be very cautious who you choose to be in a partnership or in a couple with. You must be really, really cautious, and you must understand the dangers you're exposing yourself to. This is the reality of today. This is how the matrix works. This is how even public institutions work in today's world. So you must understand that this is an industry in itself. There are people in public institutions who are paid only to do this, and they use your light or your divine rights even for institutional benefits, because they are in a war with each other on international level, from country to country, and they want to raise the power and the rights of their institution to encounter other partners, and to reposition the power of that institution within the government, or of that government within the international system. So this is really serious matter. Now, the third thing that I want to say before I close up is that there are times And I just closed up the chapter in my life in which I was going through that. There are times when certain individuals have done this to you, have stolen your gifts and your rights, either in current life or in previous lifetimes, right? And they are cloaked, they are hidden so well that you cannot distinguish. If you have a repetitive situational karmic cycles in which that individual has done this, based on repetitive previous lifetimes in which that individual has done this in different embodiments, then it might be very difficult for you to detect, especially if you're talking about a fallen angel, especially if you're talking about a soul mate, somebody from your soul tribe, somebody from your lineage, who has been doing this because he turned karmic on you, but he has been doing it for so long that it's difficult for you to distinguish. Now, even if you distinguish and you break that connection with that individual, if he succeeded to do this on your subconscious level, even if you on conscious level you reject him, on subconscious level he will still be able to access you and to do this shit. And this will preclude you from integrating subconscious and conscious level, which I explained in the initial videos, that this is the precondition to reach integration and oneness and to take your full power back, so you can actually be oneness, so you can be in your full power and having your all gifts back. So when this is so deeply rooted and deeply hidden, God will guide you to enter in some sort of relation with that individual. Okay. And I have been closing, I just closed now a chapter where I was guided by God to engage in some sort of, not necessarily in a couple, but some sort of relationship with an individual with whom personally I closed all type of connections. I closed up that because I knew he betrayed me. So he was. I rejected him coming back to me because I knew he betrayed me and I was not willing to accept him back. But God will guide you to engage with that individual. And God will guide you how to engage and to what extent to engage with that individual, just so things will be revealed to you. So it will be essentially sort of engaging with your enemy, right? But not committing fully on a soul level to that individual, not committing to him as a couple, but in order for you to see what was done, to understand what kind of bondage he created on you in order to be able to continue to harvest energy. When you break all the bondages, nobody should be able to harvest energy from you. As long as you feel that somebody is harvesting energy or is influencing your energy field, you have a bondage which is very well hidden, and you must break that. And when you reach the proper power and the proper level of standing in your power and standing your ground, and you have the proper barriers in place, God will guide you to enter in this very dangerous type of engagement, because they could drag you down with them by transferring karma to you and fooling you into becoming a couple. But God will guide you to accept engaging with that individual only when you reached a certain degree of perfection and evolution on your spiritual path, to be able to stand your ground even as you're engaging with your enemy. Okay. Why? Because God would want you to only see what is done and then cut him off immediately. Okay. So in order to be able to transmute and to spiritually cast out someone so fast, so quickly from your energy field, you have to reach a certain place of elevation and of grip on your power. Okay. And God will guide you to do this. God has guided me recently again to engage with an individual who has done this on me um, many lifetimes before, and was still lingering on and was still essentially doing this. And although I broke bondage with this individual and was not willing to accept him back into my life, God guided me to engage with him in order to see what was left to be broken from that bondage. God was like, you broke bondage with him for the current lifetime, but there is something left. There is something left, and from that they will recreate. And anyone who comes in contact with you will be recruited and used by them in order to do to recreate on you the bondage. So you must now stand your ground, but engage with these individuals so you can actually see the whole truth and break everything that was left behind. So this is the third type of warning that I will give. And of course, all of these are bondages which you must break. And as long as this exists on your flow of abundance, you will not explain to yourself why the money that you're entitled to don't come to you. They will do this many times because they want the money, but also sometimes they will do it just because they want to block you. If you're very powerful and you have a special purpose, they will basically do it just to block you. They will give your rights to anyone just to make sure that they block you and you don't get away, so they can feed on you continuously. Okay. Now I will close this up. I hope I was clear enough. This is a very important message, and I hope everyone will understand that at some point, if you refuse to fight all of these bondages, God will stop giving you your divine rights, simply because God cannot pour abundance in your life only to feed darkness. Okay? You must understand this. This is for everyone who refuses to fight. You must understand this. God will stop giving your divine rights until you fight and break these bondages. Simply because by giving them to you, they will keep stealing from you. And they will keep feeding on your rights. And this is not the purpose. This is not appropriate. You must wake up and you must fight. This is very important to understand for all of those who keep postponing and keep giving undeserved forgiveness and keep perpetuating the same karmic cycles with karmic individuals and keep accepting back karmics which are not going through redemption with God. You must understand that at some point, God will stop giving this to you. And if you still insist on that, you're going to lose power, and you risk of turning yourself into a karmic because you cannot survive like this endlessly. You simply cannot. And that is a signal to you from God that you freaking must fight. Because at this point, it's a life or death matter. You're going to lose your soul. You're going to lose slowly, you're going to become one of them. And I am literally not kidding when I say this. I am not kidding. You people must understand that this is serious matter. Okay, I'm closing up here. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so we'll make sure that my work reaches everyone who is in need for this information. Know that you might save somebody's life by me reaching out to them with this information, which is completely authentic information received from God, Jesus, and my divine guides in my spiritual fighting. I never give any kind of advice or on YouTube or on Facebook, which I haven't been experiencing myself. So everything is being tested by myself and has been part of my spiritual fighting. And I'm sharing this with everyone in the hope that people who actually do need help will receive it and will act on it. And I would add to this that by doing so, I'm exposing myself to much attacks, a lot of attacks from darkness and from people who don't want you to learn this information. So I take upon myself, with God's guidance, a lot of darkness attack only for doing this, only for sharing this information with everyone. So I do hope that you do appreciate this and that you will act on it. Thank you.